As they say, they were gobbling their brains out. It was pretty good from the time they flew down and till the time you pulled the trigger. They were just gobbling like crazy. I believe there was 2 or 3 of them that morning.
Yeah. Picked out one. That was the one I wanted to go for.
Welcome to the LandTrust Podcast, where land, technology, and the outdoors meet. Whether you're a landowner, an outdoor enthusiast, or someone curious about the future of recreation on private land, you're in the right place. Each episode, we share real stories from the LandTrust community, from unforgettable guest experiences to conversations with landowners about their land and why they choose to share it, plus interviews with leaders, shaping how we all experience the outdoors. And now, here's your host, Nick DeCastro.
Welcome to the LandTrust Podcast. This episode is part of our 5-Star Stories series, where we share those hunts where everything comes together just right. I'm your host, Nick DeCastro, and I'm the founder of LandTrust. Today, we're headed down to Southeast Kansas for a spring turkey hunt that felt almost scripted. Our guest, David, took his 11-year-old son, Drake, out for a one-day hunt, and just 15 minutes after shooting light, plan came out perfectly. No long grind, no second guesses, just a textbook setup, a gobble that turned into footsteps, and a moment between a father and a son that they'll never forget. Well, David, Drake, welcome to the show. Really appreciate you guys doing it. As we were talking about right before, I know how hard running kids to and from school, pickups and all that. So it's harder to schedule a podcast with someone who still attends school. But appreciate you guys coming on the podcast.
Sure, I definitely appreciate you having us. As I know Drake is excited as well.
Very exciting.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, so you guys got to hunt on a LandTrust property a couple years ago. As we're getting ready for turkey season, it's February 4th right now as we record. This will probably get out in the next couple of weeks. Obviously, turkeys are on everyone's brains. So I figured we'd go back and kind of interview some folks who've had some great kind of 5-star stories on LandTrust properties. So I believe you guys were out. That property, I think, has been sold since now. So I don't think it's still listed on LandTrust,
Sure.
But you guys were out on a property in southeastern Kansas, right? So why don't you bring us back to kind of where you guys were?
Sure. Yeah, it was Southeast Kansas. We've hunted in that area quite a bit. Got some friends and family over there, but that spring 2 years ago, there was a lot of rain, and their property had a big creek that goes through it, and it was all flooded out. So I was like, let's find somewhere new to go, and I would just browse around on the old interweb, and came across LandTrust and just started scouring through the listings and scoping it all out, and I thought it was pretty cool to begin with. And I found this particular property that we hunted. I want to say it was 6 or 7 acres, so it was a pretty good size property. They had mentioned that there were some turkeys on it. We're from Southwest Missouri and Big Hills and good old Easterns, and so as long as there's turkeys around, I was pretty confident we could get on one. So it was definitely fun. Looking forward to it type of deal.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so, father, son, this was 2 years ago. Drake, how old are you now? And how old were you then?
I'm 13 now. I think I was probably 11.
Awesome. And it wasn't, I was talking to the guys before, and I see you wearing a LandTrust hat. I think we all signed something for you. We were excited for you to get that bird there. But that wasn't your first turkey. I mean, how many, at this point, you had killed some birds before you killed that bird. Is that right?
Yeah, I have. I think total I've killed like 20, 23, I think.
Good Lord.
I've
killed one, all right? So we don't need to rub it in, all right?
we definitely enjoy turkey hunting when we have time, squeezing in between baseball, that's for sure.
Wow, that's incredible, man. My 6-year-old, I just got her out this year. She's been on a couple deer hunts. One deer was missed, and it was my fault using a different bullet, supersonic, subsonic. I didn't think it'd make that much of a difference. It does. Zero your rifle before you shoot. I'm getting her in the game. I'm actually going to bring her on to do the podcast. So you're the first kid I've had, Drake, on the podcast, but my daughter will be the next one.
Nice.
But I think it's great to hear. So, you guys have obviously a ton of experience. One of the things, at least, I use our own platform. I built it, because I like it, and I built it before I had kids. Now I got kids at that age. One thing that I really enjoyed when booking on LandTrust with my daughter specifically is just like, public land is an awesome resource, but there's so many factors.
Sure.
And with a 6-year-old, kid, you just want to have a good experience. You want them to be able to. She'd never been in the field before. I want her to see a deer, and just have some of that control there and try to light that fire for her. So, how was that experience for you? Do you guys hunt a lot of public ground? You hunt private ground too? How was that aspect?
We definitely do both. And, it's a great thing you brought it up because public land, there's lots of land. There's always lots of game, whether it's, deer, turkey, whatever the case may be. But you definitely do run into not only uncourteous hunters, but just also a safety aspect as well, because we've hunted a lot of public and different lands and almost got shot a couple times. We've had people just come running in on us. It was just like, wow.
Whoa.
And so having the tools to do day leases it's an awesome thing for sure. You're like you mentioned, it's a lot safer.
Okay, so let's get into the actual hunt. If you, Drake, I'd imagine you remember, maybe after killing 23 birds, it's all kind of melts together. But do you remember that hunt that day and how it went down?
Yeah. So when we got there, we picked out a few spots that possibly would have turkeys. We walked out a couple hundred yards, stopped, waited to listen. Two out of the 3 spots, they had some turkeys. We decided to go to this one. It was to the right. We thought it was going to be closer. We did. Got set down, and I believe it wasn't but like 15 minutes after shooting light, and they got on the ground. They were already in there on us.
Geez, so you showed up morning of. Did you book a day or 2 days? How did that? Do you remember that, David? If you
It
booked
was
1 or 2 days
just
there?
a 1 day. That's all we had at the time. Available was just 1 day, and like I said, I'd seen the kind of the overview beforehand, but then once we got the Onyx link, and I was like, yeah, that's tremendous, and picked out, like you had mentioned, that we picked out 2 or 3 spots. So I was pretty confident we'd have turkeys on it. And 2 to 3 definitely did.
Geez, so first morning, 15 minutes after shooting light, it came together. So they came down off the roost towards you, or were they being vocal? How did it work before you got to make the shot?
Go ahead, Drake.
It was pretty much both. I mean, they were super vocal, which I love hearing them when they're vocal, because otherwise it's hard to hunt them.
Yeah, they
pitched down to you. Did you guys have some decoys?
We didn't use decoys that day. It kind of hit and miss whether I do or don't. But that day we didn't. 'Cause I didn't know exactly how far we were going to have to go and try to keep the load lighter, so to speak. But yeah, they were, as I say, they were gobbling their brains out. It was pretty good from the time they flew down and till the time you pulled the trigger. They were just gobbling like crazy. I think there was 2 or 3 of them that morning.
Yeah. Picked out, that was the one I wanted to go for.
Okay, so Drake, were you doing any calling? Did you guys have to call, or you just sat in the right spot and they were just putting a show on?
We did some calling, but pretty much they just came to us after they heard the calls. They were locked in.
Jeez, you guys came together perfectly.
Yeah, it definitely was, especially with your time crunch and 1 day, and it was a quick one. And I just, like you mentioned, I'd only hit it just a few calls, and the way they responded back, I knew they were hot and heavy, and didn't need to give them a whole bunch more. They came looking for sure.
All right. So Drake, how far was the shot?
I think, would you say about 40 yards, something like that, maybe closer?
It was probably around 30, 35.
Yeah.
Awesome. He was strutting?
Oh, yeah.
That's so cool. Well, I mean, man, that's like every turkey hunt. You kind of want him to go like that, but
yeah,
that's incredible.
It makes up for the times where they don't work or they're just not gobbling. It definitely makes up for it for sure.
No, that's awesome. So how far was that property from where you guys live?
It was probably about 2.5 hours. That's my best I can recall.
Not terrible. So my first bird, my only bird I've killed, I got into turkey hunting just a few years ago. I grew up upland bird hunting, then picked up big game hunting right before I started this company. And first turkey I killed, only turkey I've killed to date, hopefully I change that this year, is in Missouri, in your neck of the woods. There's a property on LandTrust called Graham Farms. I don't know if you've seen it. It's kind of like central, like a mile south of the Iowa border. Matt Graham is a phenomenal landowner. He has amazing fishing, but I killed a big tom there. But it was, I got it. After you kind of get out there and they're being vocal, and it's like you kind of spot and stalk a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like mini elk hunting. That's how I equated it.
It's kind of like
a similar game. Yeah. So I'm excited to continue. And now I moved down here to the South 2 Septembers ago. So I live in kind of coastal Alabama now. And I'll tell you what, the South, turkey hunting is a very different ball game. Like turkey are elk to people in the South.
Sure. Absolutely.
What states are you planning to hit this year? Do you have, Drake, how many subspecies do you have? What are you going for?
This year, I'm trying to get a Miriam done. That's my one that I wanted to get, and possibly looking at videos.
Nice. You know what states you want to try to go to?
Think about Nebraska, probably. Maybe some Oklahoma. Yeah.
The Rio's down in Oklahoma, and there are some Miriam to northwest Nebraska. We're going to try there, and if I can work the time out, also in possibly Wyoming.
Yeah. Do you guys draw? I need Nebraska sold out or not draw? Did you get your quota tag?
Yeah, did get his for sure. It sold out. I want to say an hour and a half. It's pretty crazy.
It was crazy. A couple of years ago when we first started opening up properties in Nebraska, you could buy tags right before season.
Sure.
So it's definitely gotten more popular. We have a ton of incredible ground there. We have some incredible Wyoming turkey properties too. So keep an eye on that. We always offer guests to come on the podcast. We'll shoot you guys a promo code too to maybe waste on the booking fees. But and then I heard Josh, who was coordinating with you guys, said that Drake, you want to go kill an elk at some point. Is that true? Is that in the next couple of years? You guys putting in for points, or are you thinking about it yet? Or are you kind of off in the future?
Kind of more near future type of deal. I told him that as soon as he is physically capable to help me pack one out, we'll definitely do it. Until then, it's being a little tough.
Yeah, I've done some pack outs, and doing it by yourself is not as fun. So yeah, Drake, you better start getting to the gym pretty soon because it's a big animal. It's a lot of weight to carry out. But on the other hand, you do guys book something on LandTrust, a lot of our landlords are usually pretty helpful with helping you recover stuff. So that does make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, that definitely helps. Sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, guys, I appreciate you coming on. I'm grateful for you to be customers and to kind of share your story there. Obviously, as I'm entering this phase myself now with my own kids, it changes the dynamic of hunting as a dad. I've always been so gung-ho hunting and fishing for myself, of course, but now it's watching my daughter, and I have 2 younger daughters younger than her. It is really special to watch them start to get the fire. I've got a video of my daughter right after she shot. She missed that shot. We both thought she hit at that point. Like, that's a video I'll remember forever. So excited and shaking, and so it changes hunting for sure, in a very good way.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I've hunted all over lots of different game all the way up through Canada, and now I don't go unless I can take Drake. And most of the time, especially deer and turkey, and even waterfowl now, I just make sure he's the one getting the shots, and it's a blast for sure.
Yeah. So you guys like to do waterfowl too?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I mean, with your name being Drake, I figured, but you never want to assume. We just got a new fox red lab. So he's 5 months old. He's about to go off to get his training done, get his undergraduate in gun dog school. But we're excited to get him out this next season. So he'll be ready for next season.
Yeah, very nice.
Well, awesome, guys. I appreciate you coming on. Thanks for sharing the story. Hope you guys are very successful this season and chasing all the things you do. I'm envious of how much you guys get to get out. You're motivational. I need to get out more myself. Unfortunately, running a company that helps people go hunting takes up a lot of my own time.
No doubt.
So, it's kind of how it works out. But again, thank you guys for coming on.
Sure. No, I certainly appreciate having us.
Thank you for having us as well.
Well, that was David and his son Drake sharing a spring morning in Southeast Kansas that came together exactly the way every turkey hunter hopes it will be. I hope spring looks just like Drake's in the next couple months here when turkey season gets going. A big thanks to that landowner who opened up his property and made that hunt possible, and to David for sharing the story that reminds us what the outdoors are really about. Time well spent, lessons passed down, and memories that last forever. Now, while that particular property is no longer on LandTrust due to being sold, stories like this are happening every season on lands across the country on LandTrust. And if you're a hunter looking for a next great turkey hunt or other type of hunter experience, go to LandTrust.com and search. So we've got tons of turkey properties in Kansas and Missouri. So give us a look. By the way, we also did, since this is a turkey-themed episode, we did just partner with Turkeys for Tomorrow, a fantastic conservation organization that's growing really fast. And all they're worried about is making sure there's a lot more turkeys tomorrow. So every turkey hunt that is booked on LandTrust, $10 goes towards TFT. So you can feel good about booking your next turkey hunt, put a little bit of money in the hat for those guys, and make sure there's a bunch more turkeys out there. Thanks for tuning into the 5-Star Stories series here on the LandTrust Podcast. And remember, sometimes the best hunts aren't the longest ones, they're the ones where everything comes together just right.